I was a supreme punk when I was a teenager. I put my dad through hell. Drug addict, high school dropout, couldn't really control all of it. So he chose his battles. He was a single father trying to raise 4 kids by himself, going to school at night, working a full-time job. He did what he did. Good for him. You know, I turned out okay. I'm still here. I'm alive. So, at home, when we're dealing with kids specifically, nowadays, there's quite a few situations that I'm involved in, not my family and my kids per se, but some people I'm helping. And there's no rules in the house. Despite the parents' best efforts and intentions, guys, I know it's hard. It's really hard, especially nowadays with all the social media, and there's a big disconnect. There's a bigger disconnect between us and them, the parents and kids, kids and parents. I think it's important, and it's something that I've found to be very effective in fragile situations with a lot of chaos and maybe high emotions, maybe a lot of anger, maybe even some violence, breaking stuff, some physical altercations, people laying their hands on people a little bit. But even just the stress that if we had a list of house rules where we say something like, in our house, we respect each other, which means A, no yelling, B, no threatening, C, no slamming doors, no punching walls, no breaking shit, and no walking away while I'm trying to talk to you. And you're not saying, Johnny and Susie, you have to do this. No emotion, right? No emotion. Take the emotion out of it. Take the names out of it. Take the you out of it. Say we. This is how we act in our house. We don't do those things. This is the way we live. We live in a house where we respect each other. I've been working with some families lately, and this is extremely relevant, especially in situations where the kids are using drugs or just the behavior's out of control and or there's some mental health issues. One of the things I like to start with is that behavior, right? That we respect each other. This is what we do. And try to focus on the positive. In our house, we treat each other with respect, which means we don't raise our voices. We don't yell and scream. We don't threaten. We don't slam doors or break stuff. So when you can say, this is the way we do it around here, you need to be able to enforce it. And in some cases, we put a little signature line and a date. Because a lot of times we'll tell our kids something, or anybody in the house, whoever it is, this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do. Well, if you're coming up with a different, this is what you got to do every day, or every week, or every month, and it's been going on for years, nobody knows what the rules are at all. And if there's that many rules, guess what? There are no rules. And unless it's mutually agreed upon, saying, yeah, you're right, I'll try, and they sign it, well, then you know what you're dealing with. So if things are out of control at home, come up with a house rules list. You can send me a note, you can message me, whatever. You know how to get in touch with me through all the social media channels. Send me a note, and I'll help you out if I can. But the reality is, you got to set ground rules, minimums. The fewer rules, the better. Okay? I think it's behavior. I think it's emotions. I think it's physical moving in and out of the house without damaging stuff. I think it's relieving spaces in the same condition we found them or better. We don't leave dishes piled up in the sink. We don't leave dishes laying on the coffee table. We don't leave wet towels on the carpet. And maybe we make our bed. That's probably way too much to ask. Doesn't work well for me and my kids. I do it every day, but we'll work on it. Choose your battles, right? But make them stick. They must be written down. They must be mutually agreed upon. And I suggest you actually print it out and you hang it on the wall and you copy it. And if things are really out of control and you need to go from, X to Y and it's a big gap to make up, I suggest you make 3 or 4 copies and you put them all over the place, because not everybody grasps that right away. They don't absorb it right away. So I hope that helps. And send me a note if you need some help. And good luck. And go do good shit today.